안녕하세요. 림베이시 싱가포르 남자입니다. 네, 안녕하세요, 여러분들. 네, 안녕하세요, 여러분들. 요즘은 수많은 사람들이 저한테 어떤 책 좋아하냐고, 책 읽으냐고 물어봤는데, 솔직히 저 책 잘 안 읽어요. 근데 제가 어디서에서도 지난 3년 정도 어디서에서도 한 책 한 가지만 가지고 다니는 거예요. 그 책 바로 이 책입니다. Yes, a lot of people lately have been asking me on my streaming channel, what book do I read? What book do I read? What books do I like? Yeah, but actually I keep saying that I don't read any books, But actually there's one book that I read. Only one, which is this. Kotaro wa na. This is a Korean language book, and over the past 3 years that I've owned this book, this book I bought about 3 years ago, and you know what? No matter where I go, over the past 3 years, I bought this in Korea. It's a Korean language book. I bought this in Korean, and no matter where I've been to, in Korea, in New York, in Japan, even right now here in Turkey, this is the only book that I carry, and this is the only book that I still read aloud every single night before I sleep. One chapter every night. Yes, this is yet another one of my Korean language learning tip. Okay, of course, I like this book because it's a book about dog, about how this guy have a dog in Japan, and it's actually in Korean language, and he's very expressive. So I just keep reading, cover to cover, cover to cover, cover to cover. Over the past 3 years, right now I've completely read this book about 3 or 4 times. I can't even remember. Every time I finish, I go back to the front, I read again. I finish, I go back to the front, I read again. And I read aloud. I don't just read mentally. Why? Because language is a muscular memory as well. Language is not here and only, Language is a muscular memory of your throat and all this, and your mouth and shape. If you don't read it aloud, even if you understood it mentally, you're not going to be able to say it. So the whole purpose of me reading this book so many times is so that right now this thing stick. This expression stick. And when I need it, it comes out, When I want to say this stuff, it comes out. That's the whole point, right? So, like, let's say I start on this. If I if I like at night before I sleep, okay, let's say this is the next chapter, I will actually like read it aloud like this. 강아지를 분양할 때 선택해야 하는 가장 중요한 것 중 하나는 성별이다. 나는 처음부터 수컷을 데려가고 싶었다. I'm still 더듬더듬해. 반려견과 멀리 산책도 하고 여행도 함께 다닐 생각인데 그러기엔 아무래도 수컷이 제격일 것 같았다. Actually, okay, you may think that my reading is terrible, right? Even if it's English, I read this terrible. I'm just terrible at reading. Like, I stutter when I read. Why? Because when I read, right? When you read aloud, you need to be able to read 3 or 4 words in advance. I can never do that. I can only read the word that's in front of me, no matter what language. But whatever. See, by reading a single book, cover to cover, time and again, those expressions, those very native expressions start to stick, and you begin to be able to use them. Okay, so this is the only book that I have. This is the only book that I carry with me everywhere in the world. Right now here in Turkey, this is kind of the only book that I carried from this day. Of course, I bought another book here in Turkey, Turkish language learning book. Okay, but that's besides the point. If a book like this is the only book that I read right now, that I still read right now every single night. Okay, so yeah, try it. Get yourself a book, a topic that you actually like, and then just read one chapter aloud every night before you sleep. Keep doing it for years. Keep doing it as long as you still want to improve on the language. Try and let me know in the comments below.